this video is to give a little more information about the Armstrong Regen radio and companion amp that I posted on this site a couple months ago. From here to the left is the Armstrong Regen radio. The parts came from a kit supplied by a guy named Lance Borden. Pretty good kit. My wife bought it for me a couple years back. I didn't use the supplied base plate. I wanted it on a common plate with the companion amp. It's a one-tube Regen battery tube, which is really nice. All these tubes are battery tubes, by the way, which means you don't need complicated power supplies. You don't have to worry about getting shocked. It's a cool way to fool around with vacuum tubes. So we've got the coil, tuning capacitor, tube, and a couple of peripheral components, regeneration control here. The connections to the radio are ground, short antenna, long antenna, and battery connections in the back for the 1.5 volt and the 36 volt supplies. 1.5 volt D cell for the filament, 4 9-volt batteries in series for the plates. The coils are wound on a common 2-inch polyurethane cardboard form, 26 gauge magnet wire. Polyurethane keeps moisture out of the coil. Moisture would decrease the quality of the tuned circuit, so it's important to have it waterproofed, moisture-proofed. Regen coils here at the top. There's about a 5 millimeter space between the Regen coil and the tuning coil, and at the bottom here you can see the antenna coil. A quick note about regeneration. You could build this radio without Regen, but I don't think it'd be very satisfying unless you lived very close to a transmitter. I barely hear anything unless I advance the regeneration control by turning this knob clockwise. I live about 40 miles from the nearest transmitter. The regeneration winding feeds some of the signal back into the tuning coil for further amplification by the tube. It's a really cool thing. I want to mention this radio can be used self-contained. If I didn't have these two wires leading over to the amplifier, I could connect a 10K resistor and a ceramic earphone here and listen to the radio. I actually did that for testing when I built it. And I'm just going to show a quick view of what that looks like. This is the resistor and earphone connections to the radio output and ground. I'm just going to linger over this so you can get a view of the circuit. I'll just hover here a bit. And the amplifier section, I'll talk about that a bit now. It's a 2-stage amplifier with a 1U5 and a 3V4 tube, 50K volume pot, and a Bogan T725 PA transformer for the output. I've used the violet and black taps on the primary. That gives about 10K impedance, which is what the 3V4 tube wants to see. Purpose-built audio transformers are pretty expensive. This is a lot more affordable. I think under 10 bucks on the internet. The speaker is just an ordinary speaker that I had lying around somewhere. I am going to hover over the amplifier section. It's pretty straightforward. I borrowed this somewhere off the internet. It's not my circuit. It works very well, though. I think that's about all I have to say about it. Appreciate you watching. Apologize for the stumbling nature of my presentation. I've never made a video like this before. Have fun. Thanks. Bye.